Welcome to LGL Events Space here in St. Louis, Missouri on 4155 Newstead. That's Newstead and Lee. And Lorenzo, I'm not going to say it, okay? I'm not going to say what the comedians say about your spot because he does a comedy spot here the last Sunday of each month, and one of the comedians has already made a space. I'm going to tell them. They call this the corner, well, I'm not going to say it, the corner of Assault and Battle. That's where it's located, okay? But this is a great spot. My man Lorenzo and his niece, they got a beautiful spot here. But I'm here today. This is our first show, our very first show. And we want anybody that watches this taping to comment on it, give us some hints, talk to us about some things we can do or can't do. And if you're an artist, a producer, a manager, or if you're thinking about it, or you got some ideas, hey, hit us up and let us know. We'll post all the information on here and give us some ideas. We want you to be a part of our show. So we're starting off our first interview with none other than Roro. My man Roro.
Thanks for having me, man. Cat.
Oh man, I said my first show, I was telling my partners I had to have Roland Tabor, Roro, on my first show for a lot of reasons. Ro is one of the most popular, most talented, and most sought after choreographers in the world. He's traveled all over the country, all over the world, working with artists and teaching classes. And I was able to get him here in St. Louis coming off that Millennium Tour.
Yep.
Again, that's what this show is going to be about. Now, we're just going to start talking.
Let's talk, man.
Okay. I met Roland, wow, so many years ago.
Age, I was 13.
He was 13, right?
I'm not going to tell my age now.
He was 13, and he used to wear all black. Because every time you hear Beat It or Billie Jean going, boom, he break out into it.
My cousin, Trish, introduced me.
Trish, absolutely.
Yeah.
Trish introduced it. And see, this is part of that live thing now.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have this on airplane mode.
That's okay.
Airplane mode is on.
Cool.
Quit texting me, Mom. But anyway, again, like I said, Ro, yeah, that's when I met you. That was back in, I think, 92, 93.
Yeah, years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And tell us about that. You know, when you came to the infamous center.
Well, when I got introduced to the center, it allowed me to meet so many other talented dancers and artists, singers, everything. Before then, I was, doing Michael Jackson. Of course, I was, once I was introduced to the moonwalk, that's when I started learning how to dance. And once I got introduced to the center, that's when I fell in love with hip hop.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we could talk about a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Because
right.
We got chapters on chapters. With
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to fast forward a little bit on one day we decided to take a trip to was it Alabama?
Was it Nashville or Alabama? We've been so many places.
Alabama. It was Alabama, I think it was.
Okay, you probably remember.
Well, it's down south.
Right.
We went down south. We took a trip down there. It was your brother, Sleepy, that's my dog there, and Ro. And we went down there up on invitations through Jason Flirt. He was with Hammer down there, who I've had the opportunity to work with.
Was this the time I met Hammer?
This is the time you met Hammer.
Okay, so that was Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, there it is. There it is. Benito, if you looking, Teddy Bear of the South.
Right. Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Man. Yeah. Changed my life.
Yeah, absolutely. We went down there and wow, that trip, like he said, changed his life, because when we came back from the trip, I used to always tell Roland, I said, keep a backpack.
Right.
I said, keep a backpack. Shortly after he got back off the trip, I got a telephone call.
Yeah.
And that telephone call, it was MC Hammer. And he said, hey, Sonny, that little kid that you brought down here to Little Rock, you think he want to go to Africa with me? I said, do he want to go to Africa with you? That's been a dream of his.
Before we got that call, how I met Hammer was he was walking in a hotel lobby, remember?
Right.
I was in the hotel lobby and we was chilling, me and my brother Sonny. And Hammer walked in and I was bold enough at that time to just walk up to Hammer and tap him on his shoulder. He turned around and looked at me and he was like, I was like, hi man, my name is Ro, man. I can dance. I would love for you to watch me dance. And he said, okay, little man. And he went upstairs and brought down his own entourage. Now at this point I'm nervous, right? So they all sitting down watching me and my brother dance. And I was cool with that. I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, yo, that was cool. I was honored to dance for him. I didn't know he was going to exchange numbers with Sonny and call me like, how many weeks later?
I don't know how long it was, but it just everything happened so fast.
It happened so fast, man. And that was a special changing moment in my life.
Hammer would spit something and roll
Right.
get the routine. Hammer would spit
Dance.
something else. And
Right.
roll, he knew all of Hammer's stuff, you know.
So that was
Spanky used
great.
to come, it's another dancer from St. Louis named Spanky. He used to come to St. Louis and teach us all the routines. So I was familiar with the routine before I even met Hammer. And so when I got the chance to meet him, I demonstrated. And,
Yeah, so we got that call,
Yeah.
that fateful day.
I remember
And
that.
I said, well, Hammer, I think it was maybe, I'm not sure what day of the week, it was early in the week, maybe Tuesday, as early as Tuesday. I said, I'll have him on the plane to you by the end of the week. Hammer said, I need you here
Same night.
the same night. I said, okay. So I hopped in I always had a band or something. I hopped into it and I went to his mom's house. I went
Had
to
to
your
go tell
mom's
my
house
mom,
and your mom said, well, he in school.
Right.
So you supposed to be in school.
Right.
So I rushed to your school. I went there. There was no rolling. So I started coming down the aisle, and that's when I saw you walking down the aisle looking like George Jefferson. You walk just like George Jefferson walking down the street. And I pulled you over, and you out to the minute, and I told you the news. What you feel like when I told you that news?
I couldn't believe it, man. I was so extremely excited. I had to rush, get home, pack, and I had to leave that same night. It was like everything was moving so fast, man. And but at that moment, I just knew like dreams do come true.
Mm-hmm.
That was a dream of mine for so long to either dance with Hammer or Michael Jackson. And Hammer was amazing, man. He took me right under his wings.
He's amazing, man.
Took care of my brother. I give
Great,
Hammer all
great
props.
guy.
Love you a lot, man, for looking out for me and introducing me to the industry.
Very humble and
Very humble.
He really
So
looked out
giving.
after people.
Yeah,
he,
he
and
really
he
did.
actually cared.
Absolutely.
And still do. He still do. Yeah.
Couldn't ask for a better first artist to work with.
Oh yeah.
Hammer wasn't the deal, the real deal.
Yeah. So again, like Ro, we the next time we heard from you, we were on our way. I think either going to or coming from Kansas City. I was on a bus. We were on an old school bus. It was hot too.
Right.
We were on a school bus because we always went everywhere to perform.
Yeah.
With the kids. We went to
Traveling a
Kansas
lot.
City, things
Yeah.
like that. And I had one of the newest inventions that anybody ever had at that time. I had a cell phone.
Right.
And I got a call while we were on the bus. And it was rolling. I said, everybody be quiet, this rolling on the phone. You remember that conversation?
I don't remember that conversation.
I remember.
What?
Because you called me from an airplane.
Yeah, okay. I remember because
Oh,
we
anyway.
performed, my first professional performance on stage was in Egypt.
Right.
We was flying
Exactly,
to Egypt,
so
like
exactly.
19-hour flight or something. It
So
was
he
great.
called me. He was on his way to
Africa, man. And
So,
we
yeah,
performed
like-
for 9-year-old Prince,
Mhm.
just for him and his family. And,
Yeah, now that was a phenomenal.
and then we went to Russia, and then I came back home for a while, and then I thought it was over, but then he called again, and then we had to do the
man.
Mother's Day show. That's when he was signed to Death Row.
Yeah, man, that like I said, Roland, that history, you getting that experience right off the top, and then you just exploded in the industry. I used to tell
Yeah.
people all the time, and I mean this to this day, and if anybody could prove me different, then they must be in me and not on the other side of me. But St. Louis dancers, and Roland in particular, taught the artists, the other dancers out there, how to dance on their feet. Because at that time, everybody was crashing, flipping, blah, all that kind of stuff, which was great, acrobatics. But a lot of I believe that a lot of the major artists called you in to choreograph stuff because you taught dancers how to dance on their feet, how to use their body, and in other words, not every artist could be Chris Brown. Hammer wasn't gonna do no flips on stage.
Well, I think I was I was fortunate enough to create a style because I was around so many other great dancers. I owe a lot of credit to you, Sonny, because you gave us a place to come to, the West End Center. We used to practice every day, so I was around a lot of other creative dancers that shaped me. You know, you had Hershey, you had Mac Daddy, you had Spanky, you had Hershey, you know, you had One,
the Magic Wand.
you know, 14 Karat or Lovers, you know, that was the big names in St. Louis at the time. And then Sonny took me to California, and that's when I met hammer dancers, Goofy, Janela.
Yeah.
And when I met Goofy, that's what really made me want to really pursue hip hop. To me, he was incredible.
Yeah, he was.
Changed my life, man. Changed my life. So that's when I really got deep into it. And then fast forward, you know, I moved to California. Hammer moved me to Cali. Started working with Swoop, Fatima, just other great
choreographers.
List of choreographers and dancers that Cessny and Olisa, I can't forget their names.
Right. And then the list of artists you work with.
And the artists, of course, yeah. So I nitpick certain styles and certain approaches from a lot of different dancers and then created my own.
Yeah, so and every time you come home, you get involved, trying to get involved in something here in St. Louis, you know?
Yeah, I'm always looking for talent. Still to this day, I look for inspiration. I think you can't grow progress if you don't have, if you're not inspired by something. So I'm always looking for something new, a new talent, a new face, something to give me a spark, to keep my juices flowing too with my creativity.
Absolutely.
You know,
well, you know,
support.
you know, that's great, guys. Like I say, here we are, you know, with Roro, Rorography, you know, here in St. Louis, Missouri, at LGL. I was going to say YGL, but LGL, the club located on 4155 Newstead, and we're going to come back in a couple of seconds, and we're going to hear a little more from Roro. You guys sit tight. Yo, Ro, again, like I said, you know, your beginnings were humble, and in a real short time, especially through MC Hammer, you met a lot of amazing people.
Yeah.
And you continue to go that route, and the list of celebrities that you've. I always look at that Can't Be There a lot of times.
That was amazing, right?
That Can't Be There,
moment,
just show the different artists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually tell you the person that I love that you work with more than anybody else was Aaliyah.
Walking Angel.
Yeah, she was. And the short time I had a chance to meet her and to be out there with her on that set, and how she looked out after you guys, and she was the sweetest thing. I think we went to the movies one night.
And I'm not just saying it because it's Aaliyah. I'm saying it because it's real talk. She was working with Aaliyah was more like working with family.
Yeah.
It wasn't just okay, the dancer, the choreographer, the artist. Okay, we meet and we talk only when we work, and none of that. You know, Aaliyah would call and check up on you from time to time.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Reach out to you.
And I saw that when I was out there, how she was a part of you guys. You know, you knew she was Aaliyah, the star, but she was one of you guys.
And she really cared about her team.
She did.
I remember one time I wasn't able to do a video with her one time because I was on the road with Usher. And she actually shed a tear, man. She was like really upset that I wasn't able to do it. But that's how much she loved her.
Yeah,
team, you know?
She showed me one time how much. I guess I was standing off to the side when y'all getting ready to shoot a scene from, I forgot what video it was.
Yeah.
And wardrobe person had y'all wearing a whole lot of stuff, and it was hot out there.
Right.
And I don't know who told her. She said, "Well, they got us wearing all this stuff." And excuse the French, but we all girls. She said, "Take that shit off." What would y'all want to wear?
Yeah, she definitely.
That's how she was. She cared about, like you said, her team. But again, like you said, Roland, it wasn't just the dance that you were involved in. Because I remember when she was filming Romeo Must Die, I whispered in you and your brother Sleepy's ear because she was crazy about y'all.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I said, talk to her and getting y'all in the morning.
Right. Right.
And the truth and the sad thing was I think you or Sleepy called her, and she was actually en route to that island. When you talked to her, she said she'll talk with you when you get back.
Yeah.
And well, that event is history now.
Right.
But tell us something about some of the movies you've been involved with. Everybody knows at least one of them.
Man. Well, you know, fortunate enough to work with B2K for many years when they got started. And Dave Scott at the time was the choreographer. I was a dancer, and I remember Marion used to always tell me, "Hey man, I'm gonna work with you when I do my solo career." So when it came around, that's what happened. And at that time, that's when You Got Served came out. In that movie, fortunate enough to do You Got Served, Stump the Yard, Say the Last Dance.
Yeah, oh yes.
I think Say the Last Dance was the first one.
Were you in Coach Carter?
I was in Coach Carter.
Right.
I had a little spot in there.
Yeah.
I think Say the Last Dance was the first movie I did with Fatima.
Right.
I met Fatima with Aaliyah. And yeah, so the list man goes on and on.
It does, and like right now, where you are with your life, because you're in St. Louis is your home, but you rarely hear you're in and out because you get calls. You probably got some calls.
Well, you know, I'm a family man, so I always check up on family. I gotta make sure family's okay, but still active, still the same, man. Still the same.
So
still love dance. Still
right.
passionate.
So you mentioned family. So what are some important things to you? You know, again, like I said, all the people you met along the way, and
I think family and friendship is the most important things to me. You know me, man. I do anything for friends. All my friends that was dancers here, you know, they moved to Cali, stayed with me for a while, and
that's right, yeah.
I try to put as many as I can on. And,
oh, you did.
Most don't.
Believe me, hey, we got some stories.
Yeah. You know.
And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how much you remember, but I remember because couple people got mad at me, and a couple got mad at you. I told them kick them out, get them out of your house, because they would always come to California, end up sleeping in Roland's living room. You know? And it was cool though. He let them in.
It was a pleasure for me because you know I felt like I didn't want to be in California by myself.
Right.
I wanted to be with familiar faces, you know. So I wanted to bring
you welcome everybody in. They came and one year I came there and this nice apartment you had, you know, 2 swimming pools and all that kind of the Moore Park Rangers.
Moore Park Rangers. Oh my God.
Roland had been there. By that time, you've been there for almost 5 years. I don't know how long you stayed there, but you've been. He ain't had no furniture in there. Full time.
Well, at the beginning, when I first.
Full time.
Right.
So I think we were shopping to get you some furniture. And one day I said, "Now don't let these Negroes come and mess up your stuff." And sure enough, they would show up about 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night and say, "Hey, let's work on something." And they move all this. All your furniture off to the side, whether you in town or not.
It's something about working with familiar faces and doing it like that because that's when I'm most creative. I gotta feel like I'm at home. I gotta feel like it's gutter. I can't feel like it's Hollywood glamour. I gotta feel like I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? So I can it brings out the best. It brings out something else in me.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, when I create.
Absolutely, man. So again, like I said, you know, I appreciate it. All your travels, you and your brother Sleepy would always take the time and call me or invite me out. I remember I sat with the engineers and the light and the sound man for the Backstreet Boy concert.
Shout out to Sleepy, man, my brother. Man.
That's my dude.
He changed a lot of lives.
I got a chance to walk back there like I owned the place with the Backstreet Boys here. You know, they were sitting in their thing talking and eating stuff. I can almost take the chicken off their plate, you know, and they wouldn't say nothing, you know. It's some good guys. It's something about that I found to be a blessing. And you guys really impacted a lot of artists out there because they have a lot of respect for you, you know, and they treat you like family.
I appreciate that.
And,
But Sonny, I gotta say this too, man. I gotta give you your flowers, man, because you done looked out for a lot of people. You helped a lot of people, man. I just want to say thank you for introducing me to so many great talent out here, man. And
Well, I appreciate
you know what I'm
that,
saying? I honestly don't believe I'd be where I'm at if it wasn't my connection with you.
Well, I appreciate
So I
that,
have
man.
to, you know,
Hey,
give
you all made it easy for me because you all had two things going for you. You had the talent,
Right.
and they listened. They listened, okay?
Yeah,
Sometimes we had some strange and kooky ideas. We
Yeah.
danced in dust bowls. We danced in the places that I wouldn't go over there and dance, but it was time to perform. You
But
guys just did
it shaped us. It really helped us. It prepared us for you know, the big time.
Exactly.
You know,
So you guys
it really
went from
did.
dancing
So
at
by the time
Lowline Park to dancing at the Super Bowl.
By the time I got to California, son, I was ready.
Yeah,
They was looking at me like, who is this guy right here? You know, and then I got the chance to stay with the people I idolize. You know, Swoop and Goofy. I got the chance to live with them, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so
That
dope to
is,
me, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
precious.
we can go on. I mean, because
Yeah.
a lot of questions come to mind. Those who are watching this, if you have any questions, just go ahead and post them.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely get back with you
100.
on those questions, Ro. I'm so glad that when I called you, you didn't even hesitate. You said you're in town. You're going to come over here and
One message for the world, son.
and do this interview. This is our first show.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a few changes in it. I can't talk about a lot of things because I want the show to be more positive and for you young kids out here, here's an
Yeah.
example. Son is a successful young artist, choreographer, dancer, entrepreneur who stayed focused and he dreamed big, and he's performed just on every stage in this country and a lot of them around the world. So again, bro, I really appreciate you here, man. Thank you for
Thank you
coming
for
out,
having me, son.
and
Anytime.
we'll talk about the other stuff later,
Yeah, 100.
like the one that got away.
Right.
Thank you guys.